Yes, yes, welcome again. It's time for another review by P from PB&K, and this week it is Mortal Kombat 9. First thing, well, this is actually a really nice game. It's a continuation from the series, actually. Been like, as you can see, everyone is freaking dead. Been like everybody, well, except Raiden and Shao Kahn. And this basically leads to what's basically a reboot of the first one. Now, what's cool about this is that it takes you through quite a few of the actual Mortal Kombat storylines. So it kind of ties things together in a really cool way. But most importantly is you get to see some of these characters in ways that you probably haven't really seen them before. Like semi-humanized forms of, Sector and Cyrax. That was pretty interesting. I did like that. Also, too, been like, this has probably one of the more balanced systems I've seen in MK, because it kind of feels like MK2 where you can be a seasoned player or you can be kind of a button masher and you actually stand a chance. But with that being said too, it's not so ridiculous like, say, Part 3 or Ultimate, where someone can just combo you to death and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, pretty much this one was made basically when it was brand new, like the day it came out. Now the downside is because it's that new. There's only really so much I can really say about it, but like the fatalities and everything all over like YouTube right now. So I mean, right now, it's a really cool balanced game. Pretty much I had my friends come over and we actually played it, and it was pretty fun because it was actually one of my friends who bought it. So what to say? So one of the cool things I do have to say is the system, as I already mentioned, is pretty balanced. It feels more like Mortal Kombat 2 than it does, say, any of the other ones, which I kind of like. It feels good and it doesn't like float like some of the other Mortal Kombats have. Things seem a little more realistic. It's got that 2.5D type thing going on too, which is definitely cool because it doesn't fall victim to, say, problems that people have with a game like, say, Tekken, where I prefer Tekken myself, but Tekken is not for everybody. But with this, pretty much when you do what you do, it goes across screen and actually hits them or at least flies by them. Each one of these characters definitely has their own attributes, not to mention a lot of favorite moves and a lot of new moves, because some of them have actually been redesigned, and that's definitely good. There are lots of new moves added in and such, and thus far I say probably the most brutal person to play as is probably Striker. And the reason why is because, well, imagine if you put LAPD in Mortal Kombat. And that's basically what he is he's LAPD in Mortal Kombat. Now, another cool thing is too is we have accessible move list. Now the downside is though you can't do everything from the in-game menu, like you can't really change your other settings and such in game, but you can actually bring up your moves list and the fatalities that you have online. So you at least get to be able to learn how to do one fatality with each character from the get-go. That is cool. Also too, just going through, you can actually see some combos and such. So they really are actually kind of putting a step forward to actually help you learn how to play this one versus some of the other ones where you kind of had to go someplace like GameFAQs.com and get a list and read down the list and then go like experiments you found combos that worked, or even look at the ones that everybody was basically using. Oh, and there's that LAPD move right there. Yeah, tell me that it's not so sick. A little overkill probably too, but yeah, it is what it is. So if it just would not be Mortal Kombat without the right level of violence, And this is so much better than the one where they versus DC. Although, as you can see, there are certain things that definitely remind you of the stream that is definitely after that madness. And like, yeah, I do a review on that one, but I'm just going to end up basically telling you everything that's wrong with Mortal Kombat for that. But this one is actually pretty interesting. There's lots of things, lots of change-ups you can do, combinations and stuff, and it flows really, really well. As you can just see, the beatdown is definitely coming through. I think all these matches were pretty much me and Kevin. I don't know if Tit actually took control. I think he did like the whole round. Don't quote me on that. But if you pretty much were familiar with previous Mortal Kombat, there's still some moves that work and some new combos to experiment with. And oh my gosh, the throws on this boy. Woo! Thus far, I think I'm playing the Scorpion here, but my team will do much better with Kano, who plays a great deal like old school Kano, like part 1 or part 2 Kano, or like part 1. Said the trash talk now that you can have with this game going on, boy. It is definitely worth the purchase. It is worth the purchase. I may have to go buy myself my own personal copy, because Kevin will level up in this thing and we won't be able to beat him anymore, because that's what he does with MK9. Apparently so does Press. That's another topic. I don't even know that dude. But all in all though, the story mode is actually pretty nice. They take you pretty much through the storyline and you get to play as the various characters on your way through. And it really is eye-opening, not to mention opens up a lot of different avenues to kind of try out different things with the various characters. The story mode actually probably makes you have to learn how to more or less effectively play with each character. So you can't just button mash completely. You really will have to sort of figure out how to make some things happen. First fatality. Spitting in your mouth.
Reptile wins.
Yeah.
Fatality.
That's just deliciously gorish, isn't it? But aside from that, we try to keep things going and whatnot. So needless to say, had to cut a bunch of the fights. We have like literally like a couple of hours worth of like footage for this, just to have it all shaved down into basically 15 minutes. And I really didn't even intend to talk for the entire 15 minutes, so I'm just going on and on about the like that brutal one right there. LAPD.
Wins. Flawless victory.
Like that's, I swear, if there's any downloadable content that should happen for Striker other than Suits, it should be just him saying stuff like LAPD or LAPD bitches. You know, just cause it already feels like that's what he should be saying. But yeah, you got that John Cena look thing going on too. But the fatalities definitely not a letdown. Said it's basically back to where it's like got that shock factor like the original Mortal Kombat, and you know that's really what you loved about the game. But more, and I haven't talked about this last feature enough. The fact that now as you play, your character takes damage, so they no longer have the bronze god look as they play through. Where you know what I'm talking about. Every 2D fight that you've ever played, your character does not take damage, you do not visibly see them get worn down. On this one, you see them visibly get messed up. And when I mean that, it's like, yeah, they get bust open, you see some blood coming down, it's stained, it's everywhere. If they do a fatality, blood is just like everywhere. I mean, it's crazy. Been like last night we had a tournament last night at another dude's house. Now that was cool. And just had this one little weird thing happen where Striker won the match and a grenade apparently goes off and just splatters blood on the backside of like Striker as he's standing there. And he just has this look like, yeah, I stood here for that to happen. I'm that bad, yeah. And it's just cool stuff like that where it's just like, yeah, this is definitely Mortal Kombat. It's serious, none of them are shy, and they know exactly what they're in here for. Yeah, this is me and Kev playing again. Said I'm Kung Lao. I used to play Kung Lao okay, but I wasn't awesome back then. So I really didn't know exactly what I was doing. I was just trying to remember what moves were and trying to figure them out without looking. Because I do silly stuff like that. And also, too, he has Raiden, which Kevin plays pretty decently with Raiden. Don't let him fool you. Says so. Pretty much just going through playing and actually just trying to make sure I actually chose like the best fight that we had captured so I could actually put them up on the review and such. And the intent was to really just watch them, but you know, I'm a chatterbox as I go through and remember certain pieces that I might have forgotten. Like those one little bars at the bottom that build up that like severe like bone crushing move. Where I just love seeing those things. It's just like, yeah, catch it. And you just catch them off guard, and it's so cool. And also too, because it's basically a throw in most cases, you can win a combo and finish combos off with, which is definitely cool because it's, you know, yeah, you've played 2D Pirates.
Round 3.
So the whole idea is you want to do the cool thing after you get it going into a combo so that it's unstoppable. And it also has that nice little swap feature. But really, man? Really? Come on, man. I digress. There are plenty other good things I can say about it and whatnot, but I really wanted to give you something to look at without giving you too many spoilers. And I have not seen the end game, but Kevin's beaten it already because he's dedicated like that. So you just got to love how the hat flies off towards you when it bounces off. You know, they've done a good job of making it a great deal more realistic than what it used to be. And it's just like so oriented to sort of just bring you through, like you actually feel like you're just kind of sitting behind one of the pillars, just kind of looking and peeking in. You don't want to get hurt, but somehow you might be sidestepping as they kind of turn and angle just ever so slightly. But yeah, some of these though, as you see online, some of these fatalities are really pretty freaking brutal. But like I said, it wouldn't be Mortal Kombat without it. Been like Mortal Kombat versus DC proves that. If you make the Mortal Kombat guys twisted, it's just not interesting. But again, too, you know, some of those DC finishers are pretty nice. And here goes Kevin going for the kill move, because that's what Kevin does. So you'll have these memorized soon, if not already. But oh, and note, if you're going to use that list, remember it's all from the left side.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 9, Pound for Pound, it's a pretty good fighting game. I kind of like the throws, well, the close combat moves. I like the X-ray moves. Ed Boon. Sorry, man. Ed Boon, you did it. You did it, man. You did it. Damn. Man, you made me want to play Mortal Kombat all over again, dude.
That's it. Opinions.
Johnny Cage should be shot. No man should ever destroy another man's prostate the way he did. That is all.
It is pretty grisly.
Oh, yeah. Striker.
Oh.
He's a view of
police brutality, man.
He's a view of what the real cops is like.
And again, Johnny Cage should be shot. That is all.
You want to on it?
It's actually real good. It reminds me enough of Part 2. And it's not as complicated as some of the other ones.
3, 4, Deadly Alliance.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Armageddon, Deception.
Yeah, I might actually start learning how to play this and enjoy this one.
All the ones on the handheld systems.
Yeah. But it ain't bad. It's nice. It's nice. I'll give it a good review. I give it a thumbs up. Yes. Yes, that's the new thing. The thumbs up.
From 1 to 10, I give it a 9. Give it a 9. I tell you what, I give it a 9.5. I give it a 9.5.
Yeah, it can't be perfect.
1 to 10, I give it a 9.5.
Can't.
Oh yeah. This ain't got nothing to do with Mortal Kombat. I want to give a shout out to all the Toonami fans.
Bring it back. Yeah, all my Toonami faithful. You want to see Toonami back on TV? Bring it back. Let's see if we can get it back.
I will say this. Toonami, some old animes, we're bringing in some new animes to get into the new generations.
Let's get Time 2. Let's get Time 2 back on there.
And that is it.